Shabbat Shalom. It's good to see you all. You know what I did this morning? I had me a bowl of Raisin Bran. Now, I'm not a big cereal person. It's probably been years since I had a bowl of Raisin Bran. I normally don't eat cereal. So for me, to wake up and have that was kind of a treat. I don't buy a lot of cereal because I just simply don't eat it. It would just go to waste if I have it. So, on a rare occasion, I might get a small box, and I decided to get some. It was actually pretty good. It's the one cereal I do enjoy. So, we're going to go over um, how many of these folks that have been out there up at the Capitol rioting have been identified. And some of them have already been arrested. And rightfully so for what they did. And we're going to talk about this false equivalence that white people are trying to bring up in regards to the Capitol. They're bringing up the Black Panther, which was a whole different situation. Now, when the Black Panthers went into the state capitol, it was over police brutality and just the racist ways that the Black community was being treated. When they went in there, they didn't vandalize the place. That place was badly vandalized. I might do a video to show y'all some of the still shots of how badly they trashed the inside of the Capitol. The Black Panthers didn't do that. The Black Panthers didn't get shot because when they went into the state capitol, they were bearing arms. When you're armed up, they're a lot more reluctant to get Billy Badass on you, you know? And number two, they did not steal. Those folks looted the Capitol. They took a lot of things out of there. They looted. They literally vandalized and looted the U.S. Capitol and left water bottles, papers thrown all over the place. It's a damn shame the way they left that building. Took out windows. See, the Black Panthers did not do all of that. So it is a very false equivalence that they're trying to make. Know the history. That way, when they come with that, oh, well, the Black Panthers did, no, it is not the same. And all of the things they did inside of that Capitol, the Black Panthers did not do a fraction of that. Not even a fraction of it. So no, it is not the same. It is not the same that you are butt sore that your presidential candidate, Donald Trump, lost. And the Black Panthers going up there to try to save Black life in the country. It's a hell of a difference. So don't let them come with that false equivalence. Don't let them come with that, because what happened in California with the Black Panthers and what happened up at that U.S. Capitol is apples and oranges, period. And that must be addressed. See, when they do something shameful, they always try somehow flip it around on Black people and then try to imply we've done worse. And it's just simply not true. We have never, ever stormed a U.S. federal government building, trashed the building, looted from the building, and left pipe bombs. Never forget, the Black Panthers didn't leave pipe bombs. They left pipe bombs, weapons, Molotov cocktails were found. Black Panthers didn't do none of that shit. Okay? They didn't do none of that. And ladies and gentlemen, they smeared feces. Human feces was smeared on the U.S. Capitol. Listen to me now. They smeared human feces inside of the U.S. Capitol. We never, ever, ever did anything like that. We don't even do that when we're protesting and some of the stores get looted. We have never, ever left human feces inside of any building. That is not our thing. We don't do that. But that's what they did, y'all. They took shits. Remember, there was nowhere for them to go to the bathroom. So they took dumps on the outside, took the shit and smeared it on the walls in the Capitol. So don't tell me Black people got something comparable to that, because we don't. And I got to make that clear. Don't you ever let them come and present some argument like that to you. And we know damn well Black people have zero history of doing some mess like that. But that was done up at the Capitol, y'all. That was done. And they did arrest a man that looted out of Nancy Pelosi's office. Those folks took all kinds of items out of the Capitol. So that was looting, right? That's looting. So they need not come with their lame ass arguments to tell us a damn thing. Y'all got to know what to say and how to go back at them, period. Don't you ever let them come and make some false equivalence to you. Ever. Ever. All right, y'all. Boy, that got me worked up when I heard about it. I was like, oh no, we ain't gonna let that fly. Absolutely not. All right, just give me 1 second and then we'll get started. Okay. All right, y'all. So, just like I said, if you don't know much about that, you have an opportunity to look up that history, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go heavily over it, but it is out there on the internet for you to read about the Black Panthers and them going up to the state capitol. And like I said, when you read it, it is nowhere near as bad as what we saw when these folks went into the Capitol. It's nowhere near that. Now that they have, reality has set in and they realize how bad it looks. A lot of them, I got a video coming out tomorrow, so y'all look out for it. They are trying to make be all regretful for being up there in the first place. And because now they're losing jobs. Something is now on the line of value to them, which is their job. So, you're going to hear a lot of them. Oh, I'm sorry. I was there, but I didn't go in. And the Homeland Security and FBI said they don't give a damn if they didn't go in the building. They had no business being there at all. So I was there, but I didn't go in. That ain't going to cut it. That ain't going to cut it. Not to them. That ain't going to cut it. So they are very upset. They said they are finding the video and they're identifying. So far, they identified hundreds of them. They said, you can best believe a lot of these folks, ladies and gentlemen, they went up there with rap sheets. They've got arrest records and rap sheets, and they went up there to that Capitol, and employers have already identified some of them, and they have been fired from their jobs. And they said they're going to keep looking at still shots of videos, and they're asking the public to help identify these people. If you know who they are, they want help with them being identified. All right. And that's exactly what should happen. I'm not upset that many of them are losing their jobs. And look at the timing of this, y'all. It is tough. Having a job or even finding a job now is really tough. So if you've had a job and you just blew your job over Donald Trump, because that's what you really did, you lost your job over supporting Donald Trump in something that technically never happened. He wasn't cheated out of an election. America decided they don't want him to be president no more. And you just won't accept that. There was no cheating going on. The people have voted. They made their decision. They don't want Donald Trump to lead anymore. And you just having a hard time accepting that. All right. Let me go ahead, y'all, and share my screen with you. All right, just give me a moment. Me, myself, and I, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Okay, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Please give me a 1. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I see a 2. Christopher, if you have a hard time seeing, maybe you should go out and come back in. Okay, there go your 1. I just want to make sure everybody can hear and see the screen. So let's get started. So many of you might have heard the FBI and the Homeland Security are investigating and trying to find out who as many of these people in the crowds are as possible. And I'm sure they're going to step it up because one of the U.S. Capitol Police have died. So it's a total of 5 people that have died in this insurrection that they decide to do on the U.S. Capitol. So this story came out on Reuters January 7th, 2021. Some U.S. Capitol rioters fired after internet detective identified them. And they're asking the public, if you know who these people are, come forward and identify them. The FBI have been showing up at doors and arresting quite a few of them. Now, the last time I looked, the number was up to 70, and they said that number is going to grow in the coming weeks. And they are dead serious. They want people that entered the Capitol, and they don't even care if you were on the grounds of the U.S. Capitol. If they can identify you, your butt is getting arrested. So some of the rioters who stormed the U.S. Capitol were fired from their jobs on Thursday after internet sleuths publicized their identity. And that's how many of them are going to get caught. And, you know, they better pray that no family member or friend or somebody they had an encounter with got it in for them, because they're going to turn them over to the authorities. And that's how the few that got arrested, that's exactly what happened to them. People identified them and turned them over to the authorities. The District of Columbia Police Department released here photos of people Wednesday's melee and potential charges against them. Oh, they call it a melee, huh? You know, they sure don't call it that when it's Black people, do they? I never heard them call anything we're involved in or any protest Black people are involved with a melee. I love the wording that they try to use when it's them. All right, so some 70 were arrested after angry protesters stormed the building, breaking windows, damaging fixtures, and stealing furniture. So looting, they looted the Capitol. The FBI also, they want the public to help identify rioters, a call that drew ribbing on social media in light of the prolific coverage of the event. This includes selfies posted by participants and videos here of President Donald Trump supporters in area hotels before the attack. So, I mean, if they were around, you know, you don't know how many of them were in those hotels. So that might be an easy way for them to find out, because many of them did fly in. You know, I did the story on American Airlines. They were on several flights going into DC acting unruly on the planes. Some individuals here who had previously been photographed at Trump rallies and supporters of QAnon conspiracy theory movement that quickly identified. So they were quickly identified. So that's good. I'm glad they are catching up to these people, because we know they get away with far too much in this country. They do. They get away with way too much. Online detectives focus on their efforts on others. Let's name and shame them. One Twitter thread here devoted and outing participants. And yeah, so they got a few pictures of people. One of the people shown in the DC police photos wore a work identification badge. Damn, how stupid can you be? You wore your work badge to a riot? Dumbass. Okay, so inside the Capitol, and he was identified and fired by his employer. And he worked for Navistar Direct Marketing, Frederick, Maryland. While we support all employees' rights to peaceful and lawful exercise of free speech, any employee demonstrating dangerous conduct that endangers the health and safety of others will no longer have an employment opportunity at Navistar Direct Marketing, the company said in a statement without naming the man. Libby Adams, a real estate agent from Chicago, was fired at properties and removed from its website. So this woman went there, and look, there was a CEO that got arrested. A lawyer lost their job at a law firm. So, I mean, it's people from all walks of life up there that are now unemployed. But a lot more should happen to them than just being unemployed. Seriously, a lot more than that. Okay. Although she did not enter the Capitol, she said in the interview, but they didn't care. They did not care that she did. The fact that she was there in the first place got her fired. See, that's why I said some of these people think because they were there, but they didn't enter the building, they're okay. They're not okay. If your presence was there, period, you're getting fired by your employers. Okay. So she tried to say, I'm a 56-year-old woman, petite. I am not there causing trouble. I was there to support my president, Andrews said. Andrews said that she had climbed the steps of the Capitol without encountering security, posted selfies from the scene on Instagram, sang the national anthem, and then moved on. Online critics were quick to post negative reviews of her real estate network. Yeah, so they they found out what company she was a real estate agent with, and they put all negative reviews under her. So, wow. You see, when you piss off the public, see, their act pissed off the public. That's why I'm saying it's going to be a lot of people ratting these folks out big time. Okay, then there was another man, Rick Scone, an adjunct professor at St. Vincent College, and that college is in Pennsylvania. And he submitted a letter of resignation immediately. Yeah, because he knew the college was going to fire him. Okay. Paul Davis, a lawyer at Westlake, Texas-based Goosehead Insurance, used social media account to broadcast his participation at the Capitol. Says he's been tear gas. Goosehead spokesperson confirmed that Davis was fired. So that lawyer was fired. So yeah, companies don't want to be associated with people that did what these folks did. They don't want that. Are you kidding me? They'll let you go. They're not going to let you ruin their name and possibly people getting upset and not buying from those companies anymore. They're not going to let you do that. So, yeah, so now many of them are regretful, of course, because See, as long as they didn't feel like they had anything to lose, they were okay with what they did. But now that they realize their jobs are gone, and and people are ratting them out to the FBI and Homeland Security, oh, now they're regretful, So y'all look out for my video. I'm going to have that out tomorrow about people that are now regretting that they were even there. And, oh, come on. I mean, I can't feel sorry for them. And the way I see it, y'all, they're coming off easy. How many times have we seen them broadcast the entirety of a black man being approached by the police? He's talking to the police, and then next thing you know, he's being tackled down to the ground, handcuffed and arrested. But these folks are being arrested, y'all, off camera. They're not broadcasting their arrest like they do black people. They are making sure they arrest them, and it's not going to even be seen all over TV like our arrest is. So the way I see it, they're still getting off easy, even in the way they're being arrested. It's a world of difference. Now, they'll talk about, oh, look at the protesters, they're looting. Let them come and say that to us again. We're going to gladly tell you that you looted the U.S. Capitol. Your people looted the U.S. Capitol. Okay? That's what your people did. They went to a federal building and looted the U.S. Capitol government building. So there ain't nothing we have done that have topped that one. Okay? Nothing. And always mention the smearing of feces inside of the Capitol. Never let that opportunity go by, ladies and gentlemen. Never let that one go by. Look, we have gotten arrested for them mistaking a damn pizza for a gun. All right? Anything black people have in their hand is automatically a gun. But like I said, when we get arrested, they make it very public. And the media is largely responsible for that. But they're getting arrested. How come it's not being broadcast all over creation, their arrest? See, this is why I have no respect for the media and the mainstream news in America. I don't have any respect for you. And you may talk about the double standards in policing. There's a lot of double standards in the media too. A lot. And that needs to be called out as well. Now, I found articles talking about them arresting. I didn't see one article, y'all, with a picture of any of these Trump supporters with handcuffs on being walked to a police vehicle. Not one picture. Not one. No, that's not a lie. You can go out and look it up yourself. Someone got killed because they thought a slice of pizza was a gun. You can look it up yourself. You can look that up yourself. It's out there. That is the truth. When it's in a black hand, any object looks like a gun when it's in a black hand. According to cops. Any object. Oh yeah. Joel Ivy, I saw that too. Yeah, they were propping the door open and letting them walk through. And when they were busting out windows inside of the Capitol doors, I saw the police just stand on the side while they were busting out the windows. And I even saw the footage of that young woman that I think she was 33, 34-year old when they shot her. I saw that footage too. Yeah, and I watched them. They were standing in front of the doors, and then the cops moved away from the doors, and they start busting out the windows, and they were just standing on the side, letting it happen. Not one person was stopped when they got inside of that Capitol. And, and it wasn't just Nancy Pelosi's office. They also went in James Clyburn's office. It was a couple of offices that they went in and trashed and took, laptops and anything they could lift out of the office. They took. I mean, look, that dude walked out with Nancy Pelosi's podium. He walked out with a big ass podium. But they did find out and arrest that guy. I was reading about that yesterday, that they did find out his name, his identity, and he was arrested. Yeah, they even got old coon James Clyburn. Yeah, they got his office too. Yeah, well, they were talking about that, June and Zone. They were talking about firing a lot of those Capitol Police because they stood and did nothing. Many of them did absolutely nothing. They can't even say, hey, I did my job. They didn't try to do nothing. Oh no, no. If it was black people, they would have had blockades up. You would never have reached the Capitol at all. They would have blockaded everything and had gun drawn on the black crowd. They handle us totally different, and they've been outed on that now. It ain't no point in them trying to come back and make the claim that cops are treating us all the same. They're wasting their time with that one. Yeah, like I said, how many of those cops were actual Trump supporters? And that's why they did nothing, because they are really part of the crowd. And that's why they didn't do a thing. But even opening the door, look, they opened the barricade. They had a barricade around the Capitol. And it was the cops themselves that moved the barricade so they could come in there on the grounds. So no, that's pretty messed up when your security detail, your police that's guarding the Capitol cannot even be trusted. That's what we already knew we couldn't trust cops. But now their own people that worked in those buildings know they can't even trust the cops. And the police chief, the U.S. Capitol police chief, he already resigned. He got his ass the hell up on out of there. He didn't want to sit there and explain how his own police officers screwed up that day. He didn't want to sit around and explain that mess. He got his ass the hell up on out of there. So the whole world saw it, y'all. The whole world. And there's no more lying on black people, and we are worse, and we do the most crimes, and that was a straight up crime, and the worst kind of crime that that went out worldwide on these people worldwide. So now their new thing is, it was Black Lives Matter and Antifa. I said that was not no Black Lives Matter and Antifa. A lot of those people were at the Trump rally before they headed over to the Capitol. So that's a load of garbage too. And it's not, like I said, it's not black people's thing to go into a government building and trash it. We don't have that kind of reputation. We never had that kind of reputation. And there's nothing in history you're going to find where we trashed any type and rub feces all over the walls of a government building. We don't do that. As bad as you may deserve it, we didn't do it. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you, Daniel and the Lion's Den, for the super sticker. I want to thank all of you for coming. And thank you, Byron Spencer, for becoming a new member. And, you know, just stay tuned. And those of you that come to the Bible study, we'll be doing that around 3:30 today. I just got to get an opportunity to post the link for the live stream. But thank you all for being here. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you. And we'll definitely be doing this again in the coming days. Shalom, family.